So, yeah, we will be getting underway shortly here. Just getting the lobby set up at present. And then, yeah, right after that, we'll be underway. So,
All right, sounds great.
should be a good game for sure. I am definitely looking forward to it. And of course, each of these divisions with already a couple of eliminated teams each. Like you mentioned, the Flaming Potatoes falling to the Bucks earlier. The Buccaneers, I guess. The Bucks are a different team in the minor league. Going to be attempting to shortening it and probably confusing people all stream, but such is life. So, yeah, Buccaneers with a big win over Flaming Potatoes. I would have to say that they probably came in there as underdogs, but such is life, and they ended up coming away with the win. So, good job for them. And then, of course, the girls beating the wild card winner there. I don't even remember who that was. Shows you how much I'm paying attention here. But yeah, I think they made pretty short work of that series. So yeah, the 3-1 win over the Cubs in that one. So
Right.
very very solid win for the girls. So I do think that I would have them coming in as favorites into this series. But do you have any other opinions?
Well, I think we should expect the girls to play well, but like I said, the Buccaneers coming in playing well, and a lot of times it's about that momentum. So we'll see if the Buccaneers can steal maybe the first game. This is a best of 5. That would really help them a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely think that momentum will be a pretty big deal in this series. It is a best of 5 series when all season the teams have been playing 4 separate best of 1s as the format. There are 10 players in our lobby, which I don't think is supposed to be a thing, but yeah, but anyway, the best of 5 series compared to 4 separate games means that momentum will have a much larger factor, I think, because yeah, I mean, you just have to win 3, and if you lose 1, it's not the end of the world. You can lose 2 and still win the series. So,
yep,
teams can just keep their heads up in that type of situation and keep some momentum going through losses. That'll definitely be a big deal. And yeah, players are joining up, so we will get underway with this Major League Season 3 semifinal.
All right. Kickoff is underway, and we have the Buccaneers in blue. We have Benji, Two-Toed Sloth, and Zebu. For the girls in orange, we have Sebastian, Bell Pepper, and DYP, and they, at the moment, have possession. Zebu is up on the wall, but challenged by Sebastian. This gives an opportunity for Buccaneers to get it down, clear all the way down. Sloth can't get to it, so I think both of these teams will kind of feel each other out in the very beginning, so we'll see a little bit of back and forth unless Sloth can get a shot. DYP with a nice defensive touch there. Benji having a little bit of trouble. Let's see if he can get it out before anything happens to him. Bell Pepper able to get it back into the corner. Zebu up. Oh, he totally missed it. This is a chance, but there's nobody there. Girls went straight back into their zone, and so we'll see. We'll see if they become a little bit more aggressive and get a bit more coordinated. But for now, we got some back and forth, and we'll see which team can come out with the first good scoring attack.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be pretty exciting. And you did mention teams feeling each other out, and so far we've seen a lot of back and forth in this game. Hasn't really been anyone dominating. And it is worth noting that these teams' only matchup this season was in week 2 of the season. So definitely been quite some time since these teams have met, probably close to a month at that point. So yeah, oh, Sebastian with a big shot, and he makes it in while I'm talking.
Yeah, so there you go. There's the first score. I guess all they needed was about a minute and a half, and Sebastian just kind of lurking in the middle, grabs it, pushes it right past Benji. First score of the game, and girls are up. Girls did beat the Buccaneers back on that second match day, but like you said, it was so long ago, it doesn't really matter. So we'll see how this pans out from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a good passing play that led to the goal as well. So that's definitely something that the girls will need to look for going forward in this one.
Oh, there's an opportunity right here. Benji can just, he just squeezes it in there after the defensive misplay.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's kind of a solo play that I was looking for in terms of dominating. Really just one-on-one the whole time, and Bell Pepper ends up coming away with a bit of a whiff, so unfortunate from him, but good job by Benji to just stick with the play and maintain possession, for sure.
Yeah, you always got to look for that, even though these players are very good, and we should anticipate some good high-level Rocket League, but Bell Pepper with the dunk. We'll call that calculated, and they get the lead back 2-1.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that one. It's just smart play by Bell Pepper. He probably saw that Benji had a slight bit of a misread on that clear, so he was actually approaching the ball from above. So he does a good job of positioning his car below the ball in such a way that Benji hits it down into him, and he's positioned with the front of his car as well, so he gets a nice solid touch and rolls right into the corner.
Yeah, Bell Pepper.
Oh, and Sebastian
just picks it up and scores again. And they are just off and running with the 2-goal lead.
Yeah, I mean, Two-Toed Sloth kind of giving one back there after a bit of a defensive error led to a Bucks goal. Or Buccaneers, I guess. Now it's Two-Toed Sloth with a defensive error, and yeah, Sebastian definitely doesn't miss those.
So we are going to have to keep an eye on this. It's, you know, we're used to seeing these teams play pretty well. This is the major leagues. We have some good players on both of these teams. But it could be that, you know, it's a little bit of jitters that first game, and so you see people kind of making some defensive mistakes. So hopefully both teams can kind of clean it up. In the meantime, Girls have possession. They have the lead halfway through the game. Here's another shot, or at least a pass out to the middle, but Benji's able to get that nice and clean. Looks like the Girls are just doing a good job of pressuring and putting the balls into the Buccaneers zone just repeatedly, and you can see the Bucks are just back on their heels. Here's another redirect little shot by Sebastian right past Benji for another goal.
Yeah, and that was a good job by Sebastian. He kind of broke rotation there because he saw that the clear was coming out and it was not a great clear. So I think a lot of times you don't like to see players breaking rotation like that, but this is a team that has been playing together for a long time and they've experienced a lot of success together. So smart by Sebastian to know that he can afford to break a rotation like that, and it paid off for him.
Yeah, sometimes those touches. Well, there's DYP right into the goal. Zebu has no chance of getting to that. They expand their lead. It's looking pretty tough right now for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, DYP, just a really great shot. Gets his car up. Got the nice winter banner going on, so very, very Christmas spirit here, and his gift that he's giving to the Buccaneers is a big loss in this one. So
big lump of coal. The Girls come out and they're just playing Scrooge with the Buccaneers, but you know, hopefully the Buccaneers can come back, provide something, as the Girls just relentlessly attack. But here's a little bit of chance right here. Sloth gets the win. He's got a chance, but he hits it right into the corner, allows the Girls to recover. Let's see if the Buccaneers can kind of get back in there and provide one more opportunity. Zebu down to Benji, but Sebastian sniffs it out. At least Sloth is able to get that into the corner. So that attack's averted, but let's see what else the Buccaneers can do. They are down by 4 goals with a little bit more than a minute left, and at this point they have to score right now just to even have a chance in this game.
Yeah, but I mean, like I mentioned in the pregame little discussion there, and I do say this a lot, I do think it matters a lot, especially in these series, is just getting 1 or 2 goals here at the end can really aid with momentum, and likewise, DYP puts one the other way, so that's going to hurt this Buccaneers momentum and probably give just a bit more to the Girls, although I'm sure they don't need it. Did a good job of just following up his own hit off the backboard, and yeah, he read a miss and got a miss, so...
Yeah, and we have Blue in the chat calling for the Brazil, and it's looking like that might happen. Less than a minute left. The Girls are up 6-1, and we really would like to see the Buccaneers get some momentum, make this a match. So Sloth has a chance right here if he can get it down the field. Zebu almost with the doink. Bell Pepper up ahead. He's going to probably get it down to Sebastian, but Benji able to get the clear to Zebu. Nice play right there. Zebu able to win it. Benji has a chance, but Bell Pepper pushes it aside across the goal, but third man not there to clean up for the Buccaneers. Just a little bit of time left, so I guess at this point, we'll just have to see if the girls can score that 7th goal. I'm sure Buccaneers aren't thinking about that. They want to make sure that doesn't happen. Zebu up with the air dribble. And it looks like 6-1 is going to be the final score. Unless the Buccaneers can slam it in right here. That's not going to happen. The girls take game 1 in convincing fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pretty dominant performance on both sides of the ball there. We see Buccaneers come away with only a single shot in that one. And it did end up going in, so no saves on the girls' end. But that's largely due to the fact that they were extremely dominant in midfield. Midfield defense especially was where they shone. So they only allowed that one shot, and that was due to a single error in the midfield defense. And beyond that, there's really just nothing that the Buccaneers could do.
Yeah, this was just pretty much domination by the girls. I think there was some early game jitters by both teams, and Bell Pepper had that defensive whiff, but immediately came back down the field with some redemption, scored a goal, and then, they were up 2-0, 2-1, I think maybe at that point. But, I mean, the floodgates opened, and it was pretty much over about halfway through the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I think in the next one, the Buccaneers are really going to need to look for two things that I thought they didn't have so good in the last one. One was definitely their saves. We saw them with only 2 saves in that one on 8 shots rather from the girls. So it's definitely a lot of those were defensive errors as well that led to the shots in the first place. So just this defense needs to just be a little bit stronger, maybe slow it down a little bit because currently they're playing a bit too fast and they can't maintain control. So we'll have to see if they can improve on that one. And then the other thing is, once they do get the ball on defense, I think they need to slow down their offense a lot right now. Right now, basically, all they're doing is booming clears, which, is good for keeping the girls out of your net. But basically what that's doing for them is they win possession on the defensive side and then just hand the ball right back to the girls. So I definitely think that if they can maybe make smaller touches, short plays, passing plays, it'll benefit them a lot.
Yeah, let's see if they can really create some opportunities for themselves. I mean, looking at their stats, they're one of the top teams in terms of saves, but it's difficult to get saves when you're just getting constantly attacked by an offensive team like the girls. So it's going to be pretty tough for them to try to turtle and counter. They're really going to have to try to get the ball out of their zone and into the girl zone and make something happen. So we'll see if they can do that. Oh, we have everybody's ready. We had a little bit of chat there, some whoopses. I'm not sure what happened between the teams, but they're ready to go.
Right,
Sebastian with a shot right off pretty much the kickoff, and it is stuck again in the Buccaneer zone. Sloth is
that demo's huge. Yeah, Benji was coming back, rotating back after a missed clear. Oh, that pinch. Very close. But yeah, Benji was rotating back after clear, and he happened to find the player from the girls who was rotating in. Did a really smart job to just be physical with them and took them out of the play and completely killed the girls' offense.
So I see Liquid in the chat asking if the girls they won't be the girls in season 4. I don't know. Was there any bets on this match or if there's any well, let's see if the girls play the Space Boys or the Sky Boys, I'm sorry, in the finals, then hey, maybe there could be a bet, another bet.
I believe that at least knowing Big Boy Johnny, he probably did make a bet, and I vaguely remember seeing something like a bet, like he would he'd take his name change one step further or something, but I don't remember exactly what it was. So
okay, so we will wait and see. In the meantime, we have a lot of actually good back and forth. I mean, the ball's it's not getting stuck. People are making strong touches, but so far, not really any real shots. Buccaneers have no shots on goal. Girls only have 2 shots, but it is a 0-0 stalemate. And really, for the Buccaneers, this is probably what they want. It's a lot better than getting stormed off the field with 6 goals against you. So a 0-0 tie. This probably plays into the Buccaneers' hands right here. Let's say if they can get a little counter, Benji He's able to get it up, but DYP easily gets it back down. But right to Zebu. Zebu has a chance to get it to Sloth, but Sloth can't get to it in time. But at least, if we can see more attacks like that.
Oh, what a demo.
Zebu with the demo, and then Benji gets it up. So they are doing a much better job just in this past minute of getting some pressure and getting it right onto that back line of the Bucks. If they can hit it off the back wall, here's a shot from Zebu, but it's wide. Bell Pepper, not sure if he would have had that, but that was an opportunity right there. Their first shot by the Bucks. Bell Pepper flies in, not able to get it. So here they go. They might have some numbers if they can get it back down, but Sebastian, nope, he's just short circuits that. Zebu's taking it slow, too slow. He gets demoed, and it's about halfway through the game. It is starting to Bell Pepper with a shot wide. So the Buccaneers had some good pressure there for a moment, but it is now back in their end. And right now, it's looking like the girls doing a much better job, but Sloth up off the backboard. Nobody home. Bunch of people whiff and commit, but no real concerted offensive attack. I mean, the Bucks look like they're relying on Zebu trying to carry it into the zone. Not sure if that's going to work against this girls' defense.
Yeah, I mean, the girls' defense has looked strong in this one for sure, but yeah, absolutely, like you said, the Bucks doing a much better job. Oh, it's a double whiff. It's a big chance here for Sebastian, and he's not going to miss that one. Yeah, that was my fault. I take full credit. My bad. Sorry, Art. Yeah, just a really unfortunate double feels back foot, man.
Oh, man.
But yeah, up until that point, the Buccaneers have been looking significantly stronger on defense, and I think that was translating well into their offense. Part of it as well was with this high pressure that they've been executing better in this game. They're doing a better job of just denying the girls a lot of the easy shots that they got, but Bell Pepper nearly fakes them there. It didn't quite happen, but yeah, this high pressure, much like I was talking about with the midfield defense of girls in the first game, this high pressure is having big benefits for the Buccaneers defense as well.
Yeah, so we did see a nice fake by Bell Pepper, but Benji kind of expertly getting his car back down to be able to kill that. And so that's fortunate for them. They are still down just by 1 goal compared to the last game. Buccaneers still have a really good shot. Sloth is in the net. He's got to get that out as soon as possible. Sebastian comes in, kind of dunks it over him, wins the challenge. The Buccaneers, they are not having too many opportunities, but this looks like a shot. Benji could get it down and in. No! What's gonna? Yes, yeah. Sloth finishes it off for the tying goal.
Oh man! All right, you casters cursed him that time, so that was not on me. But yeah, really good job by Benji to get up, follow his own shot, and get a second touch, which just threw the defenders off. And then good job as well sticking with it to get that little bit of extra effort at the end as it was sort of stuck on the goal line.
It's so funny. As soon as you talk about them needing to do something, it just pops up out of nowhere. This is great for the Buccaneers. They've tied it with less than 30 seconds left. But Bell Pepper, he's going to go in for like a double touch. Can't get it. Sebastian wide. DYP in. Zebu with a nice defensive touch. That really relieves some pressure if Benji can get this out. Nice little kick save over to the side. Sebastian, though, takes that opportunity to get that ball back in. Cannot get the double touch. Less than 10 seconds left. Sloth has a chance, but DYP gets it, clears it all the way back into the corner. Unless they can get a touch, it looks like it's going to be overtime. Oh, here's a shot. Here's a chance. Sebastian's just going to dunk that down. So we are into overtime in Game 2 between the Girls and the Buccaneers. Bell Pepper. Girls with the first possession. Sebastian all by himself on the back line. See if we can get it down to Bell Pepper. But Benji with a nice clear all the way up and out. DYP, Sloth, he's the one. He's been doing a good job of getting those clears downfield. He's been their defensive guy. Yeah, there was a chance right there. Zebu flies in though. That's gonna make a hole in their defense. If Sebastian could do something, he cannot. Benji down the field again. Sloth has a shot right here, but it's up off the backboard. Can they get another touch? Benji flies in, but Sebastian sends it all the way down. Zebu is by himself for the moment. Sloth in. Now everybody kind of up for it. Sloth is able to get it away again. He's doing a very good job defensively. He's going to come in and fly. The bounce shot, Sebastian. So solid also on defense. Both teams making defensive plays back and forth in this overtime.
Yeah, so far to me, it's definitely looked like the Buccaneers made a smart adjustment in terms of their play style and their pace and everything, and the girls have just not been able to adjust fast enough. They did get that one goal, but I don't know necessarily that they totally earned that one. And other than that, they've been basically a completely different team from the first one where they were so dominant.
Yeah, here's a chance for Sloth right now. He's got it past the defense. Can they get it? Yes! They get it in overtime to tie the series.
Yeah, that was a very smart play by Sloth. He came off the wall, but he waited for Bell Pepper to commit to take his touch toward the goal. So Bell Pepper really could not get a read on that one, and Sloth just, snatches it away there. Also, smart job by him noticing that there were no defenders back, and he could just make a relatively safe play like that.
And that is often what you see in overtimes of playoff games. Back and forth until one team basically cracks, makes a defensive mistake, and then, you just capitalize on it. A lot of times it doesn't come out to like the incredible play, but who makes the mistake. So the Buccaneers 2-1 in game 2. This is a best of 5, so it is tied, and we are going to be moving to game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Very exciting series so far, and big stat line there in that one in terms of shots. The girls actually put on 8, much like in the first game, and the Buccaneers only had 4. So the difference was their defense, coming away with 6 saves in this one, after only having 2 in the first one. And yeah, I mean, that's huge. Zebu as well was extremely strong on the defensive end with 4 saves. So definitely big play from them, and kind of getting back to their saving ways, I guess, from the regular season, where they did prove themselves as such a strong team in terms of saving. So we'll have to see if they can keep that up. But yeah, I definitely think the defense was the key to that game.
One thing I noticed, you talked about Zebu with the 4 saves. Earlier in the game, he was trying to basically, just like the first game, kind of carry it into the girls' zone. But him on defense, I think, really helped kind of open things up for the Buccaneers. Let's see if they can kind of continue to do that. And I'm checking the chat, and I see Tom Foolery asked when we're going to hear ping pong. But I am purposely trying not to say that, not because of a drinking game, but just because that is said so often. I try not to say it, so we'll see how often it will slip out. But we are in game 3. The series is tied. I don't know if a lot of people expected this after that first game drubbing by the girls, but the Buccaneers fight back, and they are like looking aggressive and confident, and we'll see if the girls can respond to this. Sebastian is up, and he's really like the guy who gets things done. He demos it. That's going to open up some space right there. Bell Pepper can't get the pass back, but Sebastian just crashes it against the wall. DYP way up high. Sebastian, he had it on target, but not enough, not hard enough, so Sloth gets it out. Sloth is doing a good job hanging around the net. You see him always around there and clearing balls out. Ooh, Zebu missed that, but luckily he didn't pay for it. It's all the way back down. Sebastian very carefully just putting that in the corner. If he had made a mistake.
That demo was so perfectly in sync. From my camera angle, I had both of those in my screen at the same time, and they were the exact same instant, those 2 demos. And
well,
on top of looking stylish, it just completely shut down that offensive push. So multifunctional.
Yeah, it's always good to see the demos, not just because it's kind of fun to watch people getting blown up on the screen, but just because of how much that does create space. And so when you see these teams employ that tactic, it really is something that can help a team get something done. Here Sebastian has a chance, and he does get past everybody for the first goal.
Yeah, it was just smart play by him. You see him kind of really the only one up there. Bell Pepper's lurking, but he plays it off the backboard and is ready for it himself. It's another one of those. It was a bit of a double commit, and then neither player went from the Buccaneers, so they'll have to, try to get those out early and just carry forward in this game. But yeah, it was well played by Sebastian as well to be ready for that.
Yeah, so we'll see if the Buccaneers can clean that up, continue their winning ways. They're only down by a goal. Plenty of time left, but it looks like the girls are feeling a little bit more confident, a little more aggressive. Let's see if Sebastian can do something, but uncharacteristically he just whiffs on that, but he back passes it to Bell Pepper. As you said, we see the Bucks, though, a lot of times they'll just kind of kick it right back to the girls.
Yeah, like
but a nice touch by Zebu.
redirect.
Oh, yeah, that was close. Benji just kind of kicks it out, but Bell Pepper, his shot is wide. So the Buccaneers, their defense not quite as solid as it was the last game, but they have not suffered too many goals because of that. Only down by 1 goal with about 2 minutes left.
Yeah, they've looked relatively strong in this one in spite of being at a disadvantage, and yeah, there is still more or less half the game to go, so unless Sebastian can get anything done here, they're absolutely still in this one. Sebastian very nearly gets the bounce shot, but well saved. So yeah, the Buccaneers are by no means out of this one. They'll just have to carry forward with their play and, you know, make these small plays.
We're still seeing a few double commits by the Buccaneers. Thankfully for them, at least fortunately for them, they haven't paid for it too often. We do see some whiffs here and there, but they're definitely playing more conservatively. But as the time ticks by, they're going to have to try to push forward. They only have 1 shot on goal, even though they're only down by a goal. They can't just count on like a defensive mistake by the girls. They're really going to have to take this. So let's see if Zeebo can get the ball down the field. Nobody else with him, so he's going 1v3. And now his teammates, nice demo by Zeebo. That could create a chance, but they hit it right to the defense in the middle of the goal. A little more than a minute left. Let's see if the Buccaneers can do something. They have possession at this point. Benji's got it up against the wall. Sloth is flying in. Bell Pepper with the nice touch out, and he is on the counterattack immediately, and it's going right to the goal. Benji cannot get to it. The Gurls up 2-0, less than a minute left.
Yeah, it was a pretty big over-rotate, I think, from the Buccaneers. Zebu was there to get a touch on it, but frankly, he probably shouldn't have committed because he was not in a position where he could win that ball. That was basically, he had no chance of getting to the ball first, so he should probably look to just stay back and wait for the shot, but at the same time, it was very well played by the Girls to just notice that offense was too far up from the Buccaneers and capitalize with a nice, relatively easy shot as Sloth nearly gets one the other way, but not quite going to happen.
There was a scrum in front of the net. I think if Sloth had been able to get to that, maybe something could have happened, maybe a rebound. Sebastian with a nice little touch. Sloth is able to get that, unlike before, where Sebastian was able to get it behind Sloth, I think, in that first game. Nicely done. But, ooh. Whoa, I thought for sure that was going in. But with about 10 seconds left, doesn't look like there's any chance, and that will be the cherry on top for the Girls. They are up 3-0 with pretty much no time left.
Yeah, absolutely. They looked pretty dominant there, and that was just a case of very strong high aggression. I always talk about high aggression. It's one of my favorite factors in Rocket League, just being able to keep this pressure extremely high, because much like you saw there, it just allows shots to just be completely peppered in. Benji's going to get one for the road here.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's momentum can definitely be a big benefit of things like this. It was a bit of a silly goal. I don't know that the Girls are necessarily totally playing seriously there with the lead right at the end of the game. Benji claiming he's nuts in chat, so whatever that's worth. But yeah, I think the momentum from that is definitely a big deal.
For sure, the Girls come out very reminiscent of that first game in terms of how aggressive. I think at the beginning of that game, they seemed a little tentative. Bucks had a lot of confidence from that Game 2 win, but Girls just, I mean, they were just working it. Buccaneers started making mistakes, and the Girls just, it's an easy win. Even with that last goal, it felt like the Girls were in control pretty much that entire game.
Yeah, I mean, the Girls putting on 10 shots, which is an impressive stat. Double digits in any stat for a team is always impressive. Other than maybe saves, you probably shouldn't be letting on that many shots. But regardless, 10 shots is a pretty big deal. I mean, even with 6 saves coming out from the Buccaneers, it's really hard to get anything done when you've got 10 shots on you. So, I mean, you can only save so many of them. And yeah, I think that was really a case of the Girls adjusting well to the Buccaneers' defensive adjustments from last game that they couldn't quite get done in time. And this game, they seem more adjusted. Their high pressure was back that we saw a lot in Game 1, and it allowed them to win, although not quite as dominant.
And checking the stats, Two-Toed Sloth was tied for the lead in saves in the major leagues. And sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes that's not a good thing, especially against really good offensive teams. It's usually not such a good thing to have a lot of saves because that means you are being pressured constantly. So we'll see if the Buccaneers can at least get the ball into the girls' zone in their end of the field so they don't have to sit there and withstand all these shots and pile up these saves. So the Buccaneers they do have a chance right here to get something going. Still a little conservative. Benji had that, but both of his teammates kind of hung back a little bit. Let's see if they end up being a little bit more aggressive. You know, at the beginning of the game, it's 0-0. I'm sure the Buccaneers don't want to give up a goal right away, but at the same time, if they can get that one goal lead, I believe they scored the first goal in the second game, that should help with their confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, here's a big chance for DYP. Can't quite get it done, and Sebastian gets kind of cleared, and Bell Pepper rather gets demoed and kind of kills that offensive push. But yeah, like you said, I do think that some pressure would help them here. Their offensive rotation can definitely be a bit faster, a bit more effective for sure. But at the same time, this is game 4, and they're down 2-1, so it is match point here for the girls. So I can understand why they would want to maybe play a bit more cautious. They're scared to give up the lead, and their defense has been strong in previous games, so we'll have to see if they can make the tiny adjustments to come away with some goals in this one.
Yeah, so we see Zebu kind of like hit it right back to the girls. Maybe the straight down.
Whoa.
Benji's able to get the save, but Bell Pepper right behind him for the first goal.
Yeah, it was a spectacular first shot from DYP here. Coming off the ceiling, or was that Sebastian who got that? No, it was DYP who got the assist, so good touch from him coming off the ceiling. Don't think the Buccaneers were quite ready for that one, and then on top of that, they double committed. So, I mean, that's never a great way to get anything done on defense.
Really not much that could be done right there. I think Bell Pepper did what he could with that. And they're down by a goal. The Buccaneers, they're gonna have to loosen up a little bit and start attacking the girls. Not worry too much about what the girls are going to do offensively, because they have about 3 minutes left, and if they don't score a goal in those 3 minutes, they are out of the tournament, so out of the playoffs. So let's see. But the girls, they're just going in demoing people at this point. You know, they're feeling pretty confident. They're just going to go at the Buccaneers. So let's see if Benji can get that. He does touch a little bit up, but he lands kind of awkward. Zebu, another demo in here, just demos everywhere. So we're almost at the halfway point. Girls up by a goal. Buccaneers still have a chance. Let's see Zebu. He likes to get that play right off the wall. See if he can get it down. It's wide. He's going to pass it back to Benji. Let's see if Sloth can get it for DYP. I think it's just going to be... No, he does get it past. I thought that was just going to be one of those 50-50 kills. But still, no real concerted attacks. Except for a nice little pass by Zebu. The pinch too hard. Sloth gets it up. They have to tighten their rotations. The Buccaneers, they really need to get some more shots on goal. Right now, just the one shot right here, but they have a chance. And amazing save for the moment, but Zebu is able to get that ball in for the tying goal.
What was that save? I mean, they still scored, but that was ridiculous.
That was an amazing save. I mean, it's too bad that it ended up being a goal. I mean, too bad for the girls or for Bell Pepper, but wow, that save. So it is tied up with 2 minutes left. This has got to feel good for the Bucks. I'm sure they're glad that just trickled in, but they have a chance now. Let's see if they're more aggressive. Zebu's dropping back because the girls are just on the attack. Sebastian right at the goal. DYP running interference. Can't do anything though. The Buccaneers kind of froze just for a moment, but the girls, you can't do that against a team like the girls. The girls are just going to come back and just push the ball right at your net, just like that. Bell Pepper with the lead.
Yeah, it was a solid shot from him. He's just maintaining possession here on the wall. It was good to just wait for some touches from Sloth and Benji, and neither of them are really super effective, so Bell Pepper's able to come away with the ball, and then he does put a good shot past the last defender. Not much could be done about making a save on that one, so yeah, assume the lead. 1.5 minutes to go in this one. Girls have been looking...
an immediate response from the girls, and they are up by 1 goal. This is match point. If they keep this lead, they will move into the finals. But
Oh,
Sloth has a chance right here. Can't get to it before DYP does. Bell Pepper with a nice little touch for DYP to follow up. Can't get it. Sebastian, though, just like brute forcing it down. It's going back and forth. I'm not going to say the phrase for that for the drinking game, but let's see if the Buccaneers can tie this up. Less than a minute left.
yeah. I mean, the Buccaneers have been showing some moments here, but like we've mentioned before in this game, it's just their rotations not the strongest. I've been kind of noticing that their rotational style seems to be one on defense, one on offense, one rotating, at least when they have possession. Really, it should be two on offense and one rotating back. But we'll have to see if they can make that adjustment. They only have 30 seconds to get it done. But if a double commit there is definitely not going to help. So
They're definitely more of a defensive team in their play style. Like you said, just having like one person up for the most part, but they are basically under the gun at this point with 15 seconds left. They must score now. So they have a chance right here. Benji can pop it. He does for the moment, but Bell Pepper with the clear, and I think that might do it. It does. DYP with the clincher with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a pretty good shot as well. Gets himself nice and up in the air off a good pass from Bell Pepper. So Bell Pepper, super strong game in this one. Him and DYP both getting a cycle with that goal. So very good game from the both of them.
It was nice to see the Buccaneers have that one final chance, but Gurls just too strong, not only offensively, but defensively. And they come away with this series 3-1.
Yeah, that they did. It's very, I don't know, they had a few moments where it was kind of iffy, but overall they seemed pretty in control that whole series, pretty, at least relatively dominant. So, yeah, I mean, it was relatively easy for them. Bit of a slip up there in game 2 as well, but other than that, they looked fairly in control, so they will be moving on to the finals here. So big congrats to them on getting the series win, and also big congrats to the Buccaneers for making it this far. Definitely not a small accomplishment there, but they will end up just short of our finals. So
The Buccaneers definitely making it farther than probably, some people would have thought. So good job to the Buccaneers, and also taking a game off the Girls. It could be that the Girls relaxed a little bit after that dominant game 1, but the Bucs did a great job in that game too. And the last 2 games were, tighter than maybe it seemed. The Girls definitely were in control most of this series, and particularly in these last 2 games. But the Bucs played well enough defensively to stay in it. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough offense to stay with the Girls.
yeah, that they did not. And I don't know if our other match is finished up yet.
Yeah, if anyone in chat wants to let us know the score of the other match, if they know, that'd be pretty cool. I've got a bunch of Premier League matches. I don't have the other match for other major match.
Yep. So of course I will be deciding who the Girls will be meeting in the finals between the Sky Boys and the Kings. So I think either way, especially after the performance we just saw,
Thank you,
you would
Melton.
have to think the Girls would be relative favorites. So yeah, we'll have to see who they end up facing.
Well, the Kings are the defending champions from the Major League. They won it the last season. So if it's going to be the Kings, they're going to be defending their crown against the Girls. But if it's the Sky Boys, that would be a fun match, because it would be Sky Boys versus what used to be the boys and is now the Girls. So we'll see.
Yep, and it should be definitely an exciting match. Of course, at the same time as this is going on, we do have our premier, I believe those are quarterfinals that are going on right now.